12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, this is a meteorologist, Ryan Stinnett. We're just trying to get a few things set up before we start our broadcast of what's going to be going on tonight. Going to be a very busy night across Middle Georgia, getting everybody ready for that. Could be a historic night. Dun, dun, dun. All right, good evening, Middle Georgia. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett. We're getting ready for a very active night of weather across Middle Georgia. We got a major hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico that we are tracking and will be making impacts in Middle Georgia later tonight, and just not some impacts. This is going to be a historic storm for portions of Middle Georgia, and that does include Macon as well as Warner Robins and many other locations. So I'll be on camera in just a second, just making sure we're getting everything lined up. I'll be answering your questions, so feel free to chime in and ask questions away as we get ready for another busy night here in Middle Georgia. So again, that is what we are dealing with in Middle Georgia tonight. It's wet. It's been raining all day long. It's going to continue to rain as we roll through the overnight hours, and the rain's going to pick up in intensity. Again, we're going to be dealing with widespread issues as far as what this storm is going to do as we head through the next 24 hours. So just making sure I got everything going. All right, so we are going live on Facebook. Again, you see the radar is active right now. I'm just going to be updating everything as best I can. And so feel free to ask questions, much like we did last night. I'll try to do my best to answer every location, everybody's question as best I can. But again, it's going to be one of those nights, and we just got to be ready for it. So looking at everything real quick online. So this is what we're doing. So big night for Middle Georgia. Again, I just want everyone to be ready because it's going to be a historic night. So again, I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett. It is 7:31 on Thursday, September 26th. And again, we're waiting on a landfalling hurricane. Heavy rainfall been ongoing across Middle Georgia much of the day. We got a flash flood warning in effect for Upson County, Lamar County, as well as portions of Butts County. We're getting a little lull in the activity in our eastern county, but as we look down towards the south, more rain and storms starting to develop. We got several tornado warnings down near Albany. We're starting to see some develop in Waycross. I think these will make their way up into our viewing area. So over the next few hours, I really expect the tornado threat to start increasing across Middle Georgia. So that means we'll likely be live on air for that. But again, our main feature is Hurricane Helene. There is that center of circulation. It's moving off towards the north-northeast. Current trajectory brings it into Middle Georgia. Latest update as of 7 p.m. It's a Category 4 storm. Winds of 130 miles per hour. Max gusts so far 155 miles per hour. And that is a well-defined center of circulation. That is the eye of the hurricane. That's going to be making its way this direction and will make landfall. Now, notice that forward speed, north-northeast at 23 miles per hour. That factors into our forecast tonight because as it approaches land, it's going to be picking up speed, and as it continues to increase in speed, it's still going to be a hurricane as it makes its way into Middle Georgia, and we can see that. By 2 a.m., it looks to be a Category 2 storm, likely over Albany. It's then going to be working its way up towards Crifts County. It's going to come right up Interstate 75, and we're going to be dealing with at least a Category 1 hurricane here in Middle Georgia because it's going to be moving so fast. Now, it will be out of here by tomorrow. That's the good news, but it's going to do a lot of damage tonight across Middle Georgia. So I just want everyone to be prepared for that because this is going to be bad for all of Middle Georgia. So I'll try my best to answer all these questions. I see a lot of you are already asking questions. I'm going to try my best. I can't answer everything because it's just going to be one of those busy nights. So again, we'll be looking as best we can, but this is what we know. We're going to have a major hurricane making landfall tonight. It's going to be a hurricane as it makes its way into Middle Georgia, and that is concerning because we are going to be watching I just messed that up. We're going to be watching this very carefully as we head through the overnight hours because we're going to feel high impact from this event. So what we're going to be doing is just watching and waiting and watching and waiting until it makes landfall. And it'll make landfall in the next couple of hours. So I'm going to try to break down as best I can everything in our forecast. I know people are asking about Cordele, Milledgeville. What time does it get bad in Jackson? Will we get flooding in Macon? Most of these questions, yes. So this is just what we're going to be dealing with. And again, I'm going to try my best to answer all these questions as best I can as we get ready for a very busy night here in Middle Georgia as we deal with these storms. And again, I'm just I'm uploading a few things to social media as we look. I'm checking other social media boards. So just be patient with me for just a second as I get everything, and I'm making sure everything looks good on social media. So again, tonight is one of those nights we're going to be dealing with big issues across Middle Georgia. Wilkinson County, yes, we're going to be dealing with that. All right, here we go. Starting from the bottom. And again, max gust in Lamar County tonight, probably 80 mile per hour. So I'm going to show you the winds. So got everything ready, so I'm going to dive right in. There's the actual path. Hurricane warnings in effect. You never see hurricane warnings this far inland. You don't see them as far as Macon. You rarely see them north of Sumter County, which is where Americus is. But we have hurricane warnings all the way up to Jasper County, as well as Butts County and Spalding County. A hurricane warning means hurricane conditions are going to be felt in these areas. Hurricane conditions, that's strictly talking about winds. Hurricane winds start at 74 miles per hour. So if you are in the hurricane warning area, which is this shade of crimson, you're likely going to be dealing with hurricane effects from this storm. The darker shade of maroon, tropical storm warning. That's tropical storm conditions. That's 39 to 74 miles per hour. So again, this is a historic storm, and I really hope everybody's ready for what we're going to be dealing with tonight. Now, it's the wind event. It's going to be wind. The whole situation is going to be wind for us. So as we forecast through the next couple of hours, by 11 o'clock, we're going to start to get these tropical storm force winds in our southern counties. Midnight, it slowly works its way northward, and by the pre-dawn hours, you're really starting to see the winds increase across Middle Georgia. Now, all these winds are tropical storm force. You started to see these 70 mile per hour winds down towards the south. 76, that's a hurricane strength. As we roll through the morning hours, those winds will continue to increase. And check this out, maybe by 5 o'clock in the morning, the center of circulation going to be very near Macon, as well as Warner Robins. Wind gust 87, 92 miles per hour. Now, this is not exactly what's going to happen, but this is just showing you what could happen. This kind of wind, and I was talking about this during the newscast, tremendous tree damage, tremendous power line damage. When you get winds this high, structural damage. You're going to have roof issues in some locations. Now, not everyone's going to have to deal with this, but just know that the potential is there for this to be a catastrophic night across Middle Georgia as far as the wind threat. So keep that in mind. And the winds will continue as we roll through the pre-dawn hours and then into early tomorrow morning. And by 10 o'clock, it's going to be up in the Atlanta metro. And then by tomorrow evening, or should I say tomorrow afternoon, the rain will be over with, the sun will be out, and we'll be able to go about our business. But this is going to be a high impact event. So what we are expecting, sustained winds, 55 to 75 miles per hour. That's here in Middle Georgia. Gust will be over 90 miles per hour. Potential rainfall, additionally, 4 to 8 inches certainly possible, and we can't rule out those quick, short-lived spin-up tornadoes, and I think that's what we're going to be dealing with in the next couple of hours. And when we do that, we're going to go wall-to-wall, or should I say live severe weather coverage on TV, both at WGXA on Fox 24 and on ABC 16. And that's where you're going to find us most of the night. I just wanted to get one of these Facebook Lives in tonight to know that we're going to be up all night. We're fully staffed the entire station. We're going to have live shots. We're going to do everything we can to keep you informed of what's going on. Now, when we talk about winds of 80 to 90 miles per hour, we're looking at extensive wind damage likely, widespread power outages across middle Georgia, and these will likely last for days. Plan on being without power in certain locations for days and days and days. Again, this is going to be a big night for middle Georgia as far as the threat for damage. Significant flooding, that's a concern, and then a prolonged river flooding over the coming days. The Flint River, the Ocmulgee River, and the Oconee River, they're going to be rising because of all the rain we've dealt with last night, today, and the rain we're going to get as Helene makes its way inward. So here's one forecast model. Showers and storms will continue, and I think 9, 10 o'clock, we're going to be dealing with some of those quick spin-up tornadoes. That's what we're going to be dealing with tonight. And then after midnight, there's the main area. This is going to be what we call that central dense overcast. This is the core of the hurricane moving through. This is when the winds are going to be the heaviest, the highest. This is when the rain's going to be the heaviest. And yes, you're going to be dealing with the threat for tornadoes. And notice by 6 or 7 o'clock, that system is out of here. So, flood watch, it's in effect as well. It's been raining all day for most of middle Georgia. We're going to continue to deal with heavy rainfall at night. An additional 4 to 8 inches of rainfall will be possible. On top of that, we have a tornado watch. Now, this goes until 9 p.m. The Storm Prediction Center has already said they're going to issue another tornado watch when this expires. So just because this is going to be expiring soon doesn't mean it's going away. So keep that in mind. We'll get another watch later tonight. Best thing you can do, download the WGXA Skywatch weather app. It's free, simple to use. It has those push notifications that are going to alert you when watches and warnings are issued. We got hurricane warnings in effect. We're going to have tornado warnings at times, flash flood warnings. And again, it'll alert you even if your power is out. So please go ahead and download it if you don't have it. And you have that interactive radar. It lets you know where the storms are and where they are heading. Also, we would love to see your pictures of if you're seeing damage, what you're seeing. Do it through our Chime In app. You can scan that QR code or go to wgxa.tv/chime-in. Submit your pictures when it's safe. Don't be doing anything crazy or dumb during this storm. Wait till tomorrow morning. Show us what you're seeing at your location. So we want to make sure people are ready for that. But again, the main story tonight is going to be the wind, and that is what we are most concerned with. And that wind is going to be very high, the flooding threat very high, and that's going to produce widespread power outages across most of middle Georgia. I'm telling you, when you get winds in excess of 60 to 70 miles per hour, that's when we start calling that catastrophic wind damage. And when you see wind gusts to 80 or 90 miles per hour, because like I said, we are going to have at least a Category 1 hurricane in middle Georgia because this storm is going to be moving so fast. So please be prepared for the power to go out tonight and for it to stay out. But again, this is possible wind gust, 81 in Perry at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, 92 mile per hour wind gust. That's a high-end Category 1 hurricane. And again, this storm is going to be moving so fast, it's not going to have time to wind down and lose a lot of its wind energy before it comes through middle Georgia. Check that out, an 87 mile per hour wind possible in Macon at 5 a.m. That's going to be producing damage. When you get winds that high, we are going to see a lot of damage across middle Georgia tonight. And I don't want to be scaring anyone, but I'm just trying to be realistic that this is going to be a big night. It's a historic storm. It's going to be a Category 4 at landfall, and it's going to produce lots of damage across the entire state of Georgia. So making sure you're prepared. I know a lot of people have been getting prepared. You still have a few more hours, but you need to be done for tonight, and don't plan on leaving tomorrow. Make sure everything is tied down and secured in your yard. Decorations, lawn furniture, garbage cans, make sure that's taken care of. I know schools are going to be out again tomorrow. That's certainly some good news. This is going to produce a lot of damage. Don't be out driving tomorrow. There's going to be trees everywhere. There's going to be power lines down everywhere. And again, always remember, treat a four-way red light as a four-way stop if the power is out. A lot of people have problems with that, so just make sure you're going to be prepared by what you're going to see later tonight across middle Georgia. Again, it's just rain right now, but we're going to be watching things very carefully. So I'm going to go back, look at some of the comments. When will the winds get crazy here in Forsyth? Well, I would say after 3 a.m. and during the pre-dawn hours. You notice at 5 a.m., possible wind gusts 73 miles per hour. That's right at hurricane force winds. Will we get flooding in Macon? We've already had a little bit of flooding. It is a possibility. Milledgeville, Cordele, you're going to be dealing with the winds first. I would say by midnight, you're likely going to be seeing maybe some hurricane force winds. I've seen gusts around Cordele, not on this particular model run, but closer to 100 miles per hour. Be prepared down in Crisp County. Again, just looking at the comments, trying my best. Yeah, it's going to be one of those nights. It's going to be tough for anybody to sleep. But just, again, if you're praying, be a praying person. Wheeler County, you're under a hurricane warning. You've had several tornado warnings already today down in Wheeler County, but that's what we're going to be dealing with. This is just such a large storm. It's going to encompass much of the state of Georgia, and it's going to be producing issues. And I'm telling you, the wind, this is historic wind for middle Georgia. The fact that we have a hurricane warning as far north as Monticello from the coast, that's just telling you how expansive this storm system is. So again, I'm just showing you the possibility for a destructive night across middle Georgia is certainly possible, with power outages lasting for days and days and days. I hope that does not occur, but this just looks like it's going to be one of those events across middle Georgia and for much of the state. So we are watching things very carefully. We have, all right, Karen Weaver, I was just looking. You're looking at possible wind gusts right now in Warner Robins, 92 miles per hour. That's a possibility with this storm system. We could see gusts even a little higher. That's the reality of the situation we're going to be dealing with some of these storms. There's this storm as it makes its way on shore. It's going to come right up Interstate 75. That's just how it is. The official track is a little west of 75, but everything is suggesting right up 75 is where the worst part of the storm is going to be. Keep that in mind. So again, we're going to try our best. Yes, we're going to be here all night. We are fully staffed. We've got teams all across middle Georgia. We're going to be wall to wall. We'll go long form severe weather coverage at some point. I'm going to do breaks at the top, I'm going to do weather updates at the top of the hour. So I'll probably doing close to 8, maybe a little later. But I wanted to get this Facebook Live out. We'll do them at 9. We'll do them at 10 as the weather warrants. 11 o'clock, we'll have our regular newscast, but it's all going to be about Hurricane Helene. And I think after the 11 o'clock news, that's probably when we're going to start doing that long form coverage where we're going to be on air the entire time on ABC 16 as well as Fox 24. So do keep that in mind. We're going to be here all night for you. I got Greg Lloyd, I got Amanda Peralta, we got William Bazone, he's going to be out in the field, Gloria Ruth Finney, Brittany Miller will be in early, Gary Thickpen's going to be in early to help me with this as well. So we've got you covered all night. We will be on air all night as long as we can be, and we're here. We are prepared for this. We saw this coming. So again, if you don't feel safe, check out one of the shelters. I know most of the counties have shelters open right now. If you live in a manufactured home, again, I say this, manufactured homes are incredible affordable housing. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is they don't offer you protection from 80 and 90 mile per hour winds. They have to be anchored down. If you know someone that's in a manufactured home, invite them over to your house tonight just to be safe. Again, this is just going to be one of those events. So please keep your neighbors and thoughts and prayers, but also the linemen over the next couple of days. As they're going to be restoring power, this is impacting the entire state. It's going to be a massive storm. It's going to impact the Atlanta metro. So Please be patient. These linemen that are coming in from all across the country to help restore your power, be patient with them. Take care of them. Give them food. Give them water if they're out and about. They're trying to help you. So just be patient, and we'll get things back to normal. But this is going to be a big night for Middle Georgia. And like I said, 80 to 90 mile per hour winds. There's going to be structural damage. Buildings will have damage, roof damage, stuff like that. That's what we're going to be dealing with later tonight. So please keep that in mind. I'm going to just keep looking at some more of the comments. Work more, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. Yes, we're here all night. Yeah, Buc-ee's. Okay, Karen, yeah. We actually have a team at Buc-ee's right now, so they're checking on people. What about Americus, Georgia? You're going to have winds 80 to 90 miles per hour. McRae area, you're going to be dealing with winds 50 to 80 miles per hour. That's just how it is. Highway 19 in Butler, again, you're looking at 5 a.m., 53 mile per hour winds. And this is on the hour. Between the hour, we can see these higher wind gusts. But yes, we're all going to be dealing with this. There's not going to be a lot of activity going on tonight because it's going to be so busy. Widespread wind damage. Greene County, Georgia, that's a little outside our viewing area, but you're under a tropical storm warning. Keep that in mind as well. Barnesville, yes, Perry, you're going to be dealing with winds. What about Dublin? Well, tropical storm force winds, heavy rainfall. Again, everything's going to be going on tonight, but the winds are going to be the main story. We're not used to seeing winds of 80 to 90 miles per hour in Middle Georgia. Even during spring severe weather season, you'll get tornadoes. Absolutely, they produce their own wind field, but usually when we say severe thunderstorm warnings, those are winds of 60 to 70. When you're getting to 80 and 90, that causes significant issues, catastrophic wind damage. And again, that's what we're going to be seeing across Middle Georgia. So do understand. McDonough, this is going to be heading up your way. Now, McDonough, you're included in a tropical storm warning, and you're actually in the Atlanta viewing area, but the hurricane warning goes to Butts County, which is the one county south of where McDonough is. So very close. And like I said, all of Georgia is going to be dealing with this. Hurricane warnings, tropical storm warnings cover the entire state of Georgia, and this storm is going to be very large. The wind field with this storm, very large. So that is what we are dealing with. So hopefully everybody's prepared. You've gassed up your car, you've been to the grocery store. Just understand, we are all in this together. We're going to get through it together, and we're going to be able to make it through it together, and we'll recover from it together. But please just understand that this is going to be a busy night. Be checking on people, and just know that a lot of people are going to be without power for days and days and days. And again, I'm just going to give you a quick update on the storm itself. It continues to intensify. Winds at last check were 130 miles per hour. That makes it a Category 4 storm. That pressure, 945 millibars, that continues to drop. And again, this is not what you want to see. That is a well-defined eye within tremendous amounts of thunderstorms, and it's coming up on 8 o'clock. I think this makes landfall between 9 and 10 o'clock in the Big Bend, and then it will race north overnight, and as it does, the weather will rapidly deteriorate across South Georgia and then down into Middle Georgia or up into Middle Georgia, and things will really start to pick up. The winds, the rain, it's been raining most of the day, but we haven't had much wind. So that is what we are watching. I'll do one last check of the radar because we're going to start doing these updates at the top of the hour, like I said, on Fox 24 as well as ABC 16. More and more rain continues to fall, and then we're looking off towards the south. We'll be watching this band of thunderstorms and rain as it moves north. Could certainly get some of those tornadoes developing in that. Again, we'll look at the big picture as far as the actual storm. There it is. That's that center of circulation. This is that eye wall. This will move through Middle Georgia tonight as a hurricane, as it moves right up 75. So again, that's everything I've got for you. I just want everybody to be prepared and know that we're going to be dealing with a serious situation tonight. So have everything ready that you can. I'll go back and look at the comments once I hop off of here. But again, I just want everybody to know that it's going to be a serious night across Middle Georgia. We'll get through it. We're all here for you. We're going to be here all night. We're not going anywhere, so expect us to be on air all night, keeping you informed and up to date, and we will let you know anything and everything as it comes in. I'm going to step off of here, and I'm going to leave up this in case you want to download that WGXA Skywatch weather app. You can just scan the QR code right there. It'll take you right to it, free and simple to use. And of course, you can have our WGXA News app. You can watch us live through the